Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Allison, and today I am dropping in to share with you a new scrapbooking layout. I'm still waiting on my next kit from Elle Edwards to arrive, the story kit for February. But I thought that I would go ahead and dive into sharing some stories using the prompt awesome, even though I don't have my kit yet. The next prompt for, or the prompt for February's story kit is awesome. So I used my Cricut to write the word awesome onto cardstock, which measures 7 inches by 8 1/4. I turned the word awesome onto its side and let it hang off of the cardstock that it's written on, just for something fun and different, to give it the opportunity to interact with the edges of my layout. I also used my Cricut to write the numbers 1 through 4 towards the center of the layout, and I offset them so they just to add a little more interest to the layout as well. I decided that I wanted to color in the word awesome and the numbers as well. So I turned to my Spectrum Noir tri-blend markers and used the blue marker, just the one marker, to color everything in. I wanted to give it sort of an ombre look, and the best way to achieve that is with the Spectrum Noir markers. They're super easy to color with. I find the best way to shade images in and get the ombre look that you are after is to start with the lightest color, fill in the entire image, and then go in with your next darkest color, fill in the areas that you want in that shade, and then take your lightest color again, color over it, the entire image, and then you take your darkest shade, fill in the areas that you want that to be the darkest, and then you take the middle shade, color over those two areas again from where you started the middle shade towards the bottom, and then you take your lightest shade again and fill the entire image in. It's really simple. I hope you kind of got that through the video just by watching the coloring, and hopefully not through the way that I explained it. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments, and maybe I will share a little tutorial to clear the air. I also decided that I was going to play with Elle Studio products for this layout as well. So I pulled out some of the pattern paper from the Love paper stack. I haven't dove into it yet. This was my first chance playing with it, and I thought the blue striped paper would work really well for this layout. As you can tell, it is a monochromatic layout. I stuck mostly with blues and varying shades of blue. There's also just a hint of gray in the layout as well. Not much though. And they play off the colors in the photo that I'm scrapbooking today really quite well. So my plan is, I'm just showing you right here that I want to turn this page and the page that is going to go before it in my album into a pocket so that I can throw this photo in between the pages. When I sat down to create this page, my plan originally had been to print my picture at 7 by 8 1/4 inches, the same size as the page that it goes with, but it wouldn't print the right way because of the way the photo was taken. So to get around that, I printed my photo at 5 by 7 inches and decided that I would put it in between the two pages, in my album, and then create a pocket that way. So I am going to add a tab to the photo as well, so that there's a little handle to pull it out. Right now I'm just working on the back side of my photo. I used the rest of this pattern paper from Elle Studio to cover the back side of the photo. I took one of the 3x4 journaling cards and glued that to the back of it, and now I'm just using some of the die cuts to embellish it just a little bit. There is adhesive on the back of the blue die cut. It didn't come with adhesive on it already. I'd glued it and then realized, oh, I want to staple the little arrow with the heart in it. So I pulled it up off the page. I deleted that footage and just showed you the final product. But that's what happened. So I pulled it up so I could staple the little arrow to the bottom of it, and then I put it back down onto where it was going to go. Here are the tabs. These are also from Elle's Studio. I'm going to have to double check the name of the sticker sheet that it came off of because I'm not entirely sure. But I thought they would be perfect to put the date on and then use as a handle for the photo to pull it out of its pocket. I'm going to throw a couple more pieces of die cuts in this little blank space between numbers 1 and 2 on my layout. They are also Elle's Studio. And later on in the video, I'm going to throw some washi tape and some other embellishments between 3 and 4 as well, just to fill up the blank space down there as well. I was originally going to leave this page totally as it was, but in the end, I felt like there was too much floating going around, nothing to really kind of tie everything together. So I went back and embellished it. Before I did that though, I stamped the date on the tab because I thought that would be a great way to fill up that white space there. And now I'm going to use my red line tape to create the pocket. I'm leaving a bit of a border on this edge because that's where my holes are going to be punched. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't glued where I'm going to punch the holes, and then I add some red line tape to the other two sides, and then I measure where the photo is going to sit and create sort of a shelf for it to sit on so that it doesn't fall too far into the pocket. Once that's done, of course, I will take off all the release tape and then put the two pages together. And then I'm going to trim off the excess on both sides. And then I'm going to put my photo into the pocket just to be sure that it works the way that I want it to. It is a little bit snug, so I'm going to take my mini paper trimmer and trim off one edge like 1/8 of an inch, maybe even 1/16, just a tiny little bit anyways, just so that it isn't so tough to try and get it in there. That was the ticket. Whatever I trimmed off was all I needed. So it's not a true 5x7 photo anymore, but it's close enough. With that in, this is where I decide that I'm going to embellish that space down at the bottom just to fill it up a little bit more. And this layout is complete. I did decide to pull out some of the washi tape from the December. It's either the December kit or the Christmas kit. I think it was the Christmas kit anyways. There's the washi tape. It worked perfectly with my monochromatic color scheme. So I'm going to pop that down in that white space there, and then the little ephemera or die cut phrase over top of it is going to be glued onto that. It says something like it's going to be what does it say? It's going to be a good year. And then I have a little gray circle that is going to be popped up with some foam squares over top of that. Here's the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed my process video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and a like. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. And happy Friday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will be back again, hopefully soon, with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.